Hello! It's been a while since I made a video. I know it's been about 6 months or so. A lot has changed. Real quick, I wanted to get into a topic of fitness. But before I do that, I did want to mention that, at least if you've seen my last video, you know I became a Christian and I started reading the Bible and everything. I'm still reading the Bible. In fact, I have, these aren't all Bibles, but a lot of them are. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have more than that actually, but I've since been reading different translations, and so I've only read the Bible once fully. I'm on the second go through, and I'm getting close to finishing my second round. And I also just started a third round, even though I'm still on my second go. But now I'm doing a daily reading Bible with my wife. We're actually doing the same thing. Basically, it's divided up into either a 1-year plan or a 2-year plan, and at the end of each section, it has a question. So every day that you read, there's like a little a question or two that you can answer, and that's pretty fun. But I found that with the amount of translations that exist, there's a lot. So I'd like to get into that, and I've been basically my goal is to read a different translation every time I attempt to read the Bible. So the first time was the RSV. The Revised Standard Version, Second Catholic Edition, because I didn't know if I was going to be a Catholic or not, so I read the Catholic Bible. This second time is the CSB, the Christian Standard Bible, and then the third time, now that I'm just starting, is the ESV, the English Standard Version. But enough about that. That's not what this video is about. So I just wasted 2 minutes. I'm sorry. So what I want to talk about was fitness. Like I said, I've made videos based on fitness before, and that's initially what this channel was created for, just to share, you know, workouts and stuff like that. And I just got done working out, go figure. And usually that's when I feel the best. That's, you know, when you're working out, you feel good. But I kind of want to talk briefly about my progress. And this is not to brag or anything, but it is kind of to show that with time, if you stay active and consistent, that you will improve definitively. Sherman, come on. My dog's trying to get a bowl right now, so let me get that thing. Okay, anyway, I might have to throw him out. Unless he stays there like a good dog, but no. Anyway, so I started working out like consistently since the age of 16. I'm 27 now. And in the last 11 years, since I started working out, there was never a period, except for maybe like a month or so, where I didn't do some type of exercise, whether it was running, calisthenics, cycling, rucking, something like that. I pretty much always, since the age of 16, when I started like working out, and I started with calisthenics in case you were interested, I've always done something. And you know, I was just thinking, just now that I'm trying to get back into working out, because I was on like a running kick recently, and I still am, but I realized I was losing a little bit more weight than I wanted to, so I'm trying to get like calisthenics and a little bit of weightlifting back into my routine. But I realized, you know, when you take a little bit off of you know, calisthenics or weightlifting, your rep count and or your strength will typically decrease if you take time off. That only makes sense, right? Because if you're not training, you know, within time, you'll just lose it. That's how it goes. Muscle atrophy. And I was thinking, like, yeah, I'm not as strong as I was, you know, at my prime, I guess you could say. But I thought back to when I was 16, and I'm like, if I were to compare the rep count in terms of the basic exercises that I can do, like push-ups and pull-ups and stuff like that, and also my run time and my run distance that I could do, like my endurance, I've dramatically gotten so much better than I was when I started. And not everybody can say that. Now, people say typically when you're a kid, like when you're in high school, you're at like your best shape and that, like, ever. That is not the case. And that will not be the case with most people if you stay consistent throughout your life. Now, when I was younger, when I started doing calisthenics, like 16, 17, I could do less reps than I can now. And I was also like, I was 35 pounds lighter. When I started, I was like 115 pounds. I'm about 150 now. I've consistently continued to exercise, but the thing is, not only has my rep count increased, but my weight has increased, which means that my strength has dramatically increased. for example, if I could only do 8 reps pull-ups, 8 reps of pull-ups max when I was 115 pounds, and I can do probably over 15 reps at 150, that's a pretty fair, it's fair to say that's a pretty big strength increase for, you know, anyone, depending on who you are, or regardless of who you are, is what I should say. And to me, if you were to, and not only that, but my run time, I've gotten faster, I've gotten quicker, and I can do more mileage than I ever could, and that comes as a result of just continuing fitness. And it's funny, like there's when you go through life, your goals typically will change, and that's, you can't say the same for everyone, because I know there are people that they only want to be a bodybuilder and they've done that for years and years, and that's all they ever wanted to do, and that's all they still want to do, and that's fine. But if you're like me, and you get bored with one thing after a few months or a year or so, you'll want to find something else to, you know, keep you busy but also keep you active. And so that's why I tend to switch from things, whether it's calisthenics to running to rucking to cycling to rowing, something like that. Like I said, I always do something. And I hear an ambulance and it kind of made me lose my train of thought. Excuse me. What I'm saying is, as long as you stay committed to a goal, even if you change your goal, and if you stay active, is what I'm trying to say. You can change your goal, whether it's endurance or strength or just general fitness. And if you just keep at it and you stay consistent, you will get better as you age. You will get more fit, you know, overall. Now, like I said, if you're trying to be a bodybuilder and at one point you change your mind and all you want to do is run, and you stop weightlifting altogether and you run, typically in a year or two, you're not going to be as strong as you were when you were bodybuilding. But you can say, I would say, you know, pretty fairly that you will be a lot healthier as you get older. Now, general fitness, you can't, I guess you can't really define health by, you know, certain things. But if we're just talking about endurance, then obviously cardio is going to be a better option in terms of heart health than just weightlifting. But I would say weightlifting and cardio is better. But anyway, getting sidetracked. What I'm trying to say is, the important thing in fitness is to stay consistent. And that's what I've realized. Because after I got done working right now, I just had that thought of, wow, my rep count has increased so, like, almost, yeah, probably about double since I was a high schooler, while my weight has also increased about 35 pounds. Now, you might say that, you know, over a decade, like that's it, you know, you've only gotten that much stronger. But I look at people that are younger than me, and I'm still young, granted, I'm in my late 20s, I'm 27. And there are people that are younger than me that can't do a single pull-up. They can't do, you know, 5 push-ups without, you know, having shit form. And granted, you know, there's something to be said about genetics, but I guarantee you, regardless of what your genetics are, if you stay consistent with some type of fitness regime or regimen, excuse me, even if you change what type of exercise you're doing, you will see in time that you have come a long way. And, you know, I'm not discouraged by the fact that, you know, I'm not a huge guy. I never will be, I don't think, unless, you know, I dedicate my time entirely to bodybuilding and I increase, you know, my caloric intake just tremendously, or I take some type of drugs. But I'm not worried about that. But again, my goals change all the time, so, you know, who cares? But what I've seen, and what I probably will continue to see as I get older, is that I will continue to get more fit and more fit until I hit a, you know, certain age where you start declining. But even then, I'm not going to stop. I'm just going to keep going. And that's kind of the message that you should take away from this, is that regardless of how old you are or how long you've been training or how long you haven't been training, you should start now. And once you start, stick with it. You can change your goal. You can still take days off, but stay consistent. Ultimately, just occupy yourself with some type of exercise throughout your life, and I guarantee you will find yourself in a few years looking back on your progress and realizing, like, wow, I've come a long way and I feel much better than I did when I was, you know, so-and-so age. And that's pretty much all I want to say. I had that thought when I got done working out, and I felt great, and I decided this could be a good video topic. So that's why I made this video. I don't really know how to end this video other than saying thanks for watching. If you have any comments, please leave a comment. If you have any suggestions or anything like that, I'll try to get back to you. I hope this helped. I hope you can take something away from this. Now, I know, most people, I'm not gonna say most people, but there are people that will watch this video and are probably, in a way better fitness position than I am. But all I can say is I'm more than happy with my progress, and I think I'm gonna continue to be happy with my progress so long as I keep going, and that's the ultimate plan. So thank you for watching.